Heyo. It's the Oriole Spastics. Hosting with you today is Dean Eastlake. And I'm joined as always by Chris Knightsey.
Oh, hey, Dean. What's going on with this depressing intro?
Dude, do you not remember reading all over Twitter and the internet about Dylan Bundy?
Oh, you mean that? Oh, okay.
Dude.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah.
Dude, this is really awful news.
Yes,
but it's
you're hearing the voice of Charlie Hoppus, and I'd like to say, you know what, Charlie? It looks pretty bad.
How is he, Doctor? It looks like he's dead.
Oh my God!
Oh, little guy. The tears aren't coming. The tears just aren't coming.
Just to be clear, it looks like he's dead or he is dead? It just looks like he's dead. He's got, like, blue paint on him or something. But he's going to be fine.
What is wrong with you?
Doctor!
I'll let you celebrate privately.
Well, so it's not that severe. He does need Tommy John surgery, though.
He does. He requires the surgery that many suspected when this injury first came to light, but it has been delayed until what? Tomorrow? Is that when he's having it?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just upset that I didn't call that one. I've been pretty good on calling stuff ahead of time.
Come on, why would you want to call that?
I wouldn't want to, but it's the realistic thing.
I wish I was the one that called his season-ending and career-threatening injury.
The number 2 prospect in baseball's career-threatening injury.
Is not career-threatening anymore.
Matt
Matt
Riley.
How long ago was that?
Dude, too soon. Still, too soon.
No, I mean, I feel like it's just a thing that everyone goes through now.
What? Like puberty?
Yeah, pretty much. Every pitcher, it's going to go through that. Not every.
And that's a life-altering experience.
Hey, okay, yeah.
He's going to start growing hair in places that he never thought possible.
That's going to be the result of this surgery. And the next one will take care of his elbow.
I'm so upset, even though I'm laughing right now, about this injury. This sucks, man. This sucks.
Well, I think we kind of came to terms with that we weren't going to see him this season. I feel like when this injury first came out, and now it's kind of like, are we going to see him next season, or are we going to do the whole like Strasburg thing? Because how long was Strasburg held out?
Let's not use that as a good example of how to handle that.
But
no.
But they...
So I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like 9 months to a year or something recovery. But like someone like Tsuyoshi Wada took a little bit longer. I think he took at least a year, maybe a little bit longer, because I think he tore it in spring training last year.
And he's old.
Well, it's 9 months to a year to get back, but then he wasn't in the majors pitching yet. So does he still have that? Does he need to go through another prep time? Is he still in the majors and working towards?
He comes back next year
or in the minors.
No, I think that he's only 20 right now. So if he misses the rest of this year and next year, he's 22 and still one of our top prospects. It's okay. It's okay.
And the great news is, like, our rotation is very solid.
Right, so we don't really need him.
Yeah, really bringing it.
Well, this is baseball talk. We don't talk baseball in the intro.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just...
Yeah, but the Arrested Development thing is pretty played out. The new thing, Magic School Bus.
I've only just read your Twitter feed, and I'm already sick of it.
I have been, for those of you that don't know, I've been live tweeting. I don't know if you can call it live tweeting because these episodes happened in 1994.
You're re-live tweeting.
I'm re-live tweeting the Magic School Bus episode by episode. I'm through season 1.
To much of the chagrin of your current Twitter followers.
Well, I'm losing Twitter followers, and that's good by me. I think
You're losing them, and Wei and Chen is just gaining them by the dozens.
I think that I just want to bring up one really quick thing about the Magic School Bus. During it's actually the very first episode. It's on Netflix if you care to.
Promised you wouldn't do this.
Look, just for a second. So they go inside Arnold. Arnold is this poor kid that.
Hey, I know this episode.
He never wants to go on these field trips, but with this zany teacher that always takes him on this bus and these like extremely dangerous trips into like volcanoes and to Pluto and stuff like that. So she needs a volunteer to stay back. He stays back. And she's just tricked him because then they just shrink down and he eats the bus. So with a handful of cheese, I forget what he calls them, cheesy poofs or something like that. Anyway, he eats a handful of cheesy poofs, swallows the bus. They're in his stomach, and they do a quick pan around the bus. And who is sitting in the back of the bus? You have to pause really fast. But Arnold. Arnold is inside his own stomach. And lest you think that that's a one-time mistake, it happens later. It happens later in the episode. It happens twice.
Well,
it's upsetting. It's deeply upsetting.
You two don't know is editing is a very meticulous process.
Yeah, whatever. You'll fix it.
Yeah, they didn't fix that one in post.
They did not fix that in post. They deliberately did it. The background of the bus is his stomach wall. Sitting there.
Well, maybe at the time it wasn't necessarily going to be Arnold, but it was going to be some other random person. They decided
all the other kids are in the shot. They pan the whole bus. It's upsetting. Also upsetting.
The magic of Hollywood. Also, how did they even get in his stomach in the first place?
Well,
I don't want to answer those questions.
So at the end of the episode, they have callers. That's what I was going to say next, and explain how they got into Arnold. But when they have the montage of people from all around the world calling in, it's maybe the most racist thing I've. There's just watch the Magic School Bus sometime. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm going to save it for my Magic School Bus.
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Podcast.
That's right. That's right. That's launching at the beginning of next season.
Right.
Actually, that should probably be a thing.
I would definitely do Magic School Bus Clippers. Also,
Chris, you're not invited.
Let me just really
dumb Wizards fan.
Can we do Clippers and Wiz?
No. Also, here's
the two worst run franchises over the past 20 years.
Let me just read one last thing before we get back on track. This is the title. This is the first sentence of an article entitled "Clippers Introduced Doc Rivers." The first sentence. It was one of the most memorable 20-minute windows of time in Clippers history.
The storied Clippers franchise.
My team sucks so hard that signing Doc Rivers as coach and giving up a first-round pick is one of the most...
Trading?
It's the best moment in franchise history. It's one of the most magical 20-minute moments, which this Magic School Bus is also a magical 20-minute moment.
You know the last team that traded for a manager/coach?
Wait, are we talking about just NBA?
No.
You're talking about Lou Piniella?
No. I'm talking about Ozzie Guillen.
Oh, yeah. Remember when Ozzie Guillen played for the Orioles?
Say what?
Ozzie Guillen played for the Orioles one year.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was our utility infielder once. I kind of liked him.
Ozzie Smith?
No. Also, I have been also watching The Bachelorette, but just one episode.
All right. So the question is, do we need a new TV show?
No.
So have either of you guys watched Trailer Park Boys?
No, we're not changing. We're not changing Arrested Development.
I'd like to put in a vote for Duck Dynasty.
Trailer Park Boys. You guys have to watch Trailer Park Boys. It's Canadian.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay.
You should just at least watch it.
I think the shirt guys at Protect This Yard. I think it's them that have a T-shirt that says Buck Dynasty.
Nice.
And if not, they're gonna be deeply offended if they listen to this podcast. They don't.
We thought of it first.
We didn't think of it first. There's a T-shirt out there.
Dang it.
Their T-shirts are so good.
They are really good. They're very good.
I have the Mike Flanagan one. Anyway, let's stop talking about this now. Arrested Development is definitely our show.
It will be and will forever be. All things relate back to Arrested Development.
Until we
the life-ending injury of Dylan Bundy, even
until we start the Clippers Magic School Bus podcast in the fall. So look forward to that.
That's right. So Jose Reyes was activated.
That's a depressing tale.
Adds more to that machine up north.
North of the border, eh?
Yeah.
They put the biscuit in the basket, eh?
Well, that's what happens when their pitching starts to finally come around. I'm trying to find out. Oh, damn.
When the pitching comes around and Joey Bats...
Give me time.
Taking us deep and yapping.
Joey Bats was such a jerk to Darren O'Day. That made me so sad.
Yeah,
but there's previous history there, though.
Right,
right?
No,
the night before.
That's it. That's all it was. The night before, Darren O'Day did like a little fist. I don't even know. What did he do?
Was excited about striking him out. I didn't
in a
actually
big spot. That makes sense.
Wait, so it doesn't go back further than that? I thought he was so excited because it went back even further.
Also, I've got the Indians O's game on in the background, and Jason Giambi just swung at a pitch, and he swung at a piss.
I saw him.
We'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, fix it in post.
He came up to pinch hit. So I'm watching the game last night on my computer with my girlfriend sitting next to me, reading.
Yankee fan girlfriend.
So I'm like, Jason Giambi, holy cow! And she's like, wait, what? And like so the fact that she recognizes the name Jason Giambi. So
That's
just
right.
keep in mind, like she hasn't paid attention to baseball in the last 5 years. It's always been like the early 2000s / like into the mid 2000s where Giambi came along. And the fact that she recognized Jason Giambi just means that the guy's been in the league too long
and knows that he should be retired. Speaking of former Yankees sluggers, the guys at Baltimoreans just tweeted out that Raul Ibanez has 18 home runs this year.
Yeah, I heard that today too. I couldn't believe that.
That can't be right.
It's true.
I looked it up, but it still can't be right.
So speaking of the Blue Jays and their insane record lately, I noticed that in the month of June, their entire team ERA is 2.46 in the month of June. So I think that correlates pretty well to their record.
Yeah. I know their bullpen's definitely been super, super high.
Yeah.
So, dang, that's a team ERA? That's nuts.
Getting Reyes back will help until he hurts himself in 2 weeks. He's got to be the most fragile middle infielder in the game, right, guys? Right? Nobody more fragile. There's no fragiler middle infielder in sports, right?
So first of all, define 2 words. First, define fragiler, because I don't know if that's a word, and also define...
It's more fragile, but...
in the big leagues, because is Brian Roberts really in the big leagues?
He's in AAA, and that's the big leagues in his heart.
He's in AAA. Do we?
That's still the professional baseball league.
He is back. He had a rehab game. What was it, last night?
Yes.
And there is this wonderful fan post on Camden Chat by Joe Davola, and I'd like to take you through this just really quick. So thank you, Joe Davola, for providing this to the world. We're going to talk about it now. At 7:03, Joe writes, Tides take the field. Robert defies odds by jogging out the second base. Tensions mount as young inner-city little leaguer runs out with Roberts, potentially getting under Brian's feet and causing a fall. He has a few more in here, and then he gets to panic moment number 1. Headline, dropped batting gloves.
God.
Brian's batting gloves fall out of his back pocket. What happens next? These are the possibilities. Number 1, he bends over and tweaks his back, which triggers his gout. Which leads to spontaneous... which leads to spontaneous...
Who's laughing now, mother?
Which leads to spontaneous... Oh, gosh.
I got this.
I've said it in my head right every single time. Spontaneous combustion and another 60-day stint. This is a new low for me, Charlie. I say it right in my mind, I swear. Possibility number 2. He activates
his life alert system and receives immediate medical assistance in getting them off the ground.
And this is what you've done to us, Charlie.
Look at what the homosexuals have done to me.
At what they've done to me. It was actually a pretty successful game. He had, I think, 2 hits, scored a run, didn't die.
Yeah, let's definitely link this on our once we put up this episode. Let's link this article because it's hilarious.
Yes,
it had me laughing out loud.
Justice. We did a terrible job. Well, mostly me because I was reading it terribly.
Mostly me because I inspired you to read it terribly.
Yeah, we'll blame you. Roberts is coming back. Chen? Is there a Chen? Chen?
Sorry, I'm absorbed in this timeline of Brian Roberts. Though.
Read it later.
I know. Chen.
Tell us about Chen.
Yeah.
Tell us. Chris, you're the expert.
I don't know. I didn't even write this part of it.
Okay, here's what I know. If you want to know what I know...
This makes no sense to me.
What I know is from Timothy Lin, which is his interpreter, and a couple days ago, Timothy tweeted out an emoticon of an airplane, the word Baltimore, and then a thumbs up. And that's about all we know about Chen.
So before you go any further, real quick,
okay.
I saw that you guys wrote something about Timothy Lynn. Let's talk about Timothy Lynn. So it's like I don't know who Timothy Lynn is. So I googled Timothy Lynn.
Okay.
The first hit that came up on Google was a Wikipedia article for Timothy Lynn, a Chinese-born Old Testament scholar, master of biblical languages, seminary professor, and pastor. I'm like,
and now
that's the guy.
And now interpreter for Wayne Chen.
Well, he died at 98 years old. Sorry. Yeah, so I didn't understand why we'd be talking about the Old Testament guy.
So actually, speaking of interpreters, did you guys hear about the interpreter battle that went on last night?
No.
Dude. All right, so Yu Darvish and Hiroki Kuroda. So their translators, Kuroda and Darvish's translators, came over with them from Japan back in the day. But this off season, for whatever reason, I think it was because Kuroda's translator wanted to be in Texas because he got offered offered a front office position or something in addition to being Yu Darvish's translator. So he went to Texas, and then Darvish's old translator didn't have a job, so he went and became Kuroda's translator in New York. And then Kuroda and Darvish pitched against each other last night, and the game was won as it could have only been with a walk-off home run by Ichiro. All these things, baseball is a magical sport.
It's a game of inches.
It's a game of inches.
And tweets.
Do we have? You mentioned Chen's tweet. Do we have any other tweets of Chen?
Now is the part of the show where we dive into the mind of Wei and Chen.
As told to us by Google Translate.
Yeah.
Through Google Translate, we are able to come to know Wei and Chen. 21 hours ago, Wei and Chen, which in parentheses in his Twitter thing, for whatever reason, says, lifetime suspension order. I don't know. It's Google Translate. Who knows what it really is?
No, that's not his bio. That's what his name is.
Yeah.
According to Google Translate.
So in Chinese, that's what it means, lifetime suspension order. So if he finds his way on that list for biogenesis, Twitter told us first. Anyway, 21 hours ago, Wei Yin Chen writes, today started with the big league, practice together. Then there is the rehabilitation of the arrival of the race.
The master race.
Oh wait, I didn't see this one. So on June 13th, Wei Yin Chen writes, wait, this could be... No, he's not Japanese. But no, for the sake, or maybe Saki...
No, don't do that.
For the sake of my physical health, became a 12-grain rice from the rice.
I don't know if Google Translate has that quite right. This needs to be a reoccurring segment. Chen tweets.
Chen tweets. In the last one of the day, June 4th, Wei Yin Chen writes, today began to pass the ball, and the progress of all the best.
I don't know. I
finally passed the ball.
Something's lost in translation.
Been in there for a while, but he finally passed it.
It's all Greek to me.
All right, so who else is hurt? Reimold.
Reimold.
He's still a guy.
Mock trial? Mock trial with Judge Reimold?
Oh, dang it. We've done so much preparation except for that. Mock trial.
Judge Reimold.
But on the plus side, it looks like we've got a hung jury. I bought William Hung's album.
I remember this.
I bought his CD. I spent like $21 on it.
I think we have enough recorded on this
podcast.
She
bang! Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves. You go crazy.
Reimold, do we care about Reimold? He's going to be called up at some point, right? He's out of options, so he's coming.
So here's my thing. So Reimold has gone. Shut up. Reimold has gone 5 for 33 since going on the DL.
Oh, right.
Granted, he's shown at times in the big leagues that he's a productive player, but not lately. Or not
5 home runs and 33 at bats. I'll take it.
Wait, that's what you mean by 5 of 33?
I do not mean. I don't know if he's had an extra base hit yet. Today he actually went 3 for 6, which upped his batting average to like 200 or like 140.
Oh, God. Eat your heart out, Ted Williams.
Granted, it's going to take a while to get back in the swing of things. Like, my other question is, like, Henry... Charlie, do you remember how to pronounce his name? Cuban defector that we have in Bowie right now.
Henry Urethra. That's what we landed on. That's what I'm sticking with.
Henry Urrutia is like
Rudia, baby.
like 3-6. Like he's actually like blowing it up right now.
Yep.
I think they want to move him on to Norfolk, but I feel like he would just be much more productive player than Reimold. At least I assume that anybody can stay healthier than Reimold.
So Ishikawa, though, he was kind of tearing the cover off the ball, and he got up and struck out maybe like 9 of his first 12 at bats. He's come around, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they called him up was because he had a opt-out clause in his contract if he wasn't called up in a certain amount of time. So I guess they just figured they would call him up, get a look, and see. I mean, obviously he hasn't shown anything yet. Maybe they'll leave him up for a couple more days, but I don't anticipate him staying up for very long. So I would assume that he'd be the first one down when either Reimold or someone else is called up.
I think that let's bring up Reimold and let's move Urethra up to AAA, and we'll see how each of them do. If Reimold just sucks and
bring him up as what, a DH?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're getting a little bit more production now, but I think that right now, the way things stand, the best that we can hope for, if Reimold doesn't come around and we never bring up Urrutia, is that how you actually say his name?
Urrutia, yeah.
So if we bring up Urrutia, if we don't bring up Urrutia, we can hope for Betamine to come off the disabled list and have Valencia hit against right-handers and Betamine. No, the other way around.
I think Betamine's better against righties, right?
Right, he tears up righties, and Valencia actually hits really well against lefties. Yeah, so that's actually not a bad. That's a pretty good. So I think we find out what we have in Reimold before we get Urrutia. See what Urrutia does in AAA. See what we have in Reimold, and I mean, worst case scenario, when Betamine comes back, we've got a pretty good platoon.
Yeah, I remember looking at the stats and seeing that Valencia and Betamine would be like a perfect platoon situation because they both hit well against the opposite-handed pitcher. My thing is, like, Reimold doesn't have any options, so if they bring him up and he doesn't perform, they're going to have to designate him, and I would assume someone will pick him up, so then you're pretty much done with Reimold. But that's just assuming that he doesn't do well, so we'll see.
Let's see. Let's see if it runs its course.
He'll have to be up
Did we specify on our bet that Reimold had to be playing those games for the Orioles?
Yeah, no, we didn't.
No, I think it was
backdoor clause.
I think it was assumed, though.
No,
No.
Well, I don't even know. Chris, you didn't even give a prediction. So.
Are you sure? I thought he did.
Well, he just agreed with whatever you said.
The whole time I thought we were talking about Nate McLeod.
Yeah, that's right.
For some reason, I thought we were talking about Nate McLeod.
Which you would have lost, so you're on my team.
I thought I was all for Nate McLeod making lots of starts.
Why are we talking so much about Reimold?
Yeah, why aren't we talking about knuckleballers?
Right. Yeah, knuckleballers. Which is the segment. The knuckleball.
Eddie Gamboa.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about knuckleballs and knuckleballers because I actually
Huh? Because?
Oh, well, I was getting to that.
He's literally saying the word because.
Because I actually just watched.
As the host, I feel like I need to be a part of this.
Let me continue. I just watched the excellent documentary called Knuckleballer. It actually kind of chronicles the careers of Tim Wakefield and R.A. Dickey. I figured it'd be a good tie-in to the Orioles situation now. Starting, I guess this year was the first year Duquette kind of brought in Phil Necro to work with 2 minor leaguers for the Orioles to help teach them the knuckleball. Zach Clark and who, Charlie?
And Eddie Gamboa.
Ooh.
I love that name, man. I can say that name.
Yeah, so
did Duquette fall in love with knuckleballers while we were pursuing R.A. Dickey this offseason?
I don't know.
Does he have a history of this?
I love it because who cares?
Wakefield.
Who cares?
He had
That's
Wakefield
true.
on the team, right, when he was in Boston. I can't. I should have.
Yeah, he did. No, he definitely did.
He definitely did, but I'm just trying to think if he brought him on because
No, but he may have re-signed him. Yeah. Wakefield was there he was like a starter in Pittsburgh for 2 years and then has been with Boston ever since. Probably still is somehow.
He was actually a first baseman.
Oh, really?
What? Oh, did you learn that in your...
I did, actually. That was in the documentary. Yeah, so here's it's interesting that they're bringing this in to work with minor league pitchers, that Zach Clark has shown success. I guess what they're thinking here's just my take with Zach Clark. Like, the whole thing with the knuckleball is usually something that someone later in their career just goes to see if they can get by. Like Wakefield and Dickey kind of just went to the knuckleball because they weren't having great success with anything else. So
it's like last ditch. Your career is ending. Might as well try this.
Yeah, Clark, who has been not tearing up the minors, but he's old for the minor leagues. But he seems like a great pitcher. He doesn't have the best stuff, but he seems like a great pitcher. I'm just wondering, like, so they see that he's a great pitcher. He has a pitcher's mind, but he doesn't quite have the stuff. So maybe why not work with him on the knuckleball? And I guess they have faith that maybe someone like that can actually kind of grasp it. So it's interesting that they're actually working with I don't know if anybody else in any other organizations are actually doing this.
I love that. I mean, who cares? Because they're, like you said, they're sort of limited as a prospect. Their years as a prospect are over. Even if they make the majors, they're going to be marginal players that can be easily replaced. So see if you catch lightning in a bottle. See if any of them can throw knuckleballs, and if they can't, put them out to pasture. They're in their late 20s.
Yeah, but lightning in a bottle. I guess Wakefield obviously established. Dickey, like he obviously is not having the best of years this year. He was great today. Complete game 2 hitter, 1 walk.
Yeah.
So three base runners all day. But he kind of got knocked around a little bit earlier this year.
I guess just reading a couple things on him earlier. Apparently this year he's been kind of having just a couple like minor injury problems. I guess his back and his neck.
He's a knuckleballer.
Well, and that's apparently his knuckleball is actually he throws it a lot faster than a normal knuckleball. He throws it up into the 80s, like low 80s. And apparently that's all based on how his arm speed, and I guess he can't reach back for that faster knuckleball that he has success with like an injury, like his problems with his neck and his back. So I guess that's kind of been his problem, with lingering back and neck issues. Maybe it wasn't bothering him in this start today. Yeah. I guess we'll know in a couple weeks whether he's going to continue to have success or not. So we mentioned like last ditch effort on the part of like pitchers going to the knuckleball. I mean, watching that, it seems like there's only like ever been like 1 or 2 knuckleballers pitching in some certain amount, like at the same time, basically. So Wakefield came
in baseball.
Yeah. So Wakefield was there by himself basically. Then Dickey came along, and Wakefield retired. And it seems like we mentioned the last ditch effort. It doesn't seem like people go to the knuckleball very often. So I'm wondering like what is the rate of failure for that? Because it seems like it's not a very common thing to try to throw the knuckleball. So people that go to the knuckleball, the stories you hear are only the success stories. I don't know if there's that many failure stories or not.
Or is it like looked down upon? Like the guys that are like, oh, like you went to the knuckleball? That's how you extend your career?
I think it's more like I have to learn a new pitch that has to be major league quality, and I'm 30. No thanks. I'm going to retire. Like there's not a huge likelihood that this is going to work out. But I think, Dean, to your point, like lightning in a bottle, why not give it a shot? Because if we get, let's say Zach Clark learns how to throw a knuckleball, gets pretty good, makes it to the majors, and pitches as well as even like a middle-of-the-road Wakefield season for half of a season, that's still better than where he probably would have ended up. You know what I mean? Like it's worth it.
Good luck finding room in this rotation.
I just want to imagine a knuckleballer coming out of the pen and throwing like 65 after like maybe someone's throwing like mid-90s as a starting pitcher. Just bringing a knuckleball.
Dean, that's we used that on our rec baseball team in high school. Dean would throw. We covered it in story time with Charlie.
That's right. Yeah, everyone fast forwarded through that, including the editing producer.
But Eddie Gamboa's last start, 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 walks, 7 Ks. And he's not throwing a knuckleball as his primary pitch. He's throwing it about 50% of the time. But that's
50?
That's what they're saying, between 40 and 50%.
I mean, that's still for a guy that just started throwing it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Success like that.
Totally. I mean, definitely. So I mean, that's great.
I just wonder at that.
He's under 4.
What is he in Bowie or Norfolk?
Yeah, he's Double A.
Double A. So he's in Bowie. So I just wonder, like, what the hitters are. They've probably never seen a knuckleball before.
I just cracked my knuckleballs.
So I feel like any kind of knuckleball might have. Who knows? I mean, as long as he's getting across the plate.
Charlie, you blow hard.
Yeah. Oh, so one more thing that I noticed actually watching this documentary, Knuckleballer. We were mentioning the Tommy John surgery for Dylan Bundy. I learned that R.A. Dickey doesn't actually have a UCL, the ulnar collateral ligament. That actually is the problem. That's what.
I thought you were leaving that for Charlie.
Oh, he doesn't even know about it.
I don't know anything about anything, but Dylan Bundy's going to be a knuckleballer.
You heard it here first.
What they should do is, he doesn't need that UCL. Obviously, R.A. Dickey's had success without it, so why even replace it? Just take it out. Just have him learn the knuckleball.
I hate this. Let's talk about what's happening on TV right now.
Well, yeah. Where's the update? I'm in this hole of a room that is hot and sweat lodge.
It's 0-0. Oh, just kidding. It's 2-0 Indians. As I was saying that, there was a fly ball going out of the park. Also, the person that was on base reached base because Hamill bounced a pitch and it bounced off after it bounced, it hit the player.
Wait, who hit it out? Was it the sheriff?
No, the sheriff didn't hit it out. Dude, welcome back.
Indians?
Welcome back to the Sheriff of Swattingham. Welcome back.
Well, does he retain that nickname in Cleveland?
I think that's from now on. Also, there was a great moment where Adam Jones hit a one-hop line drive to third base that went straight through him like it was a glitch in Madden or something. It looked like the ball went straight through his torso and into left field.
Somebody was it Flaherty had like a swinging bunt or a bunt down the third base line?
Oh yeah, that was awesome. He bunted. That's just smart baseball.
I don't know
Five tools.
Let's just bunt.
Flaherty's the new Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Home run, bunt
down
single.
the third base line every at bat. We're guaranteed to get people on.
Mr. F.
He's too good.
Nick Swisher.
Swisher.
Oh, never mind. No, that was Fitness with the home run. Swisher's up.
Former Yankee.
Former Yankee.
Is that you and me at the playoff game last year where the guy kept calling him Chucky? Look like Chucky.
He did kind of look. His picture on the jumbotron looked like Chucky.
Teixeira?
It was a bad look. No.
Nick Swisher.
Swisher. Yeah.
Oh.
He has got. Yes, it's not a very flattering. It's just a big old cheese and smile.
It's not good.
It looks like it's just plaster on his face, like carved in there. It's not.
Oh, now I see it. Now I remember.
Yeah. You look like Chucky. Yep.
Speaking of Nick Swisher, former Yankee, we got the Yankees coming up.
Yeah, and the Yankees have had a rough week.
They've been hanging around with us, basically. Game for game.
They've had, but I mean, in terms of in the news, Bill Simmons calls Mark Teixeira Mr. Mom, but here at Orioles Spastics, we prefer Mrs. Featherbottom. And Mrs. Featherbottom had a little bit of a setback in terms of injuries on this last road trip.
Tobias had attempted an entrance that he hoped would enchant his daughter.
Oh, Mrs. Featherbottom.
Telling your mother this, shan't we?
We shan't be telling your mother, shan't we?
Mrs. Featherbottom had a little bit of a setback on his wrist, and now he's going to have to suffer. What they originally thought wasn't too big of an injury is now going to be a season-ending wrist injury.
Wrist injury?
How's my son?
He's going to be all right.
Oh,
thank God.
Finally, some good news. No other way to take it.
That's a great attitude. I got to tell you, if I was getting this news, I don't know that I'd take it this well.
But you said he was all right.
Yes, he's lost his left hand, so he's going to be all right.
You son of a...
Oh, so Mrs. Featherbottom, season-ending wrist surgery. Don't feel too bad about it. And then to make matters even better, we've got some good cat fights with Cashman and A-Rod. Dean, get your air horn all worked out for this because A-Rod happily tweeted out, "Hey, I'm so excited. I'm going to be back. The doctor said I'm cleared." And Cashman, upon being told that, says that the Yankees are going to announce things like that when they want to announce that because it's their baseball team with their players, which makes a lot of sense. And he proceeded to then say, "Alex should just shut the f*** up," which is an awesome response. And then said, "I gotta go."
Like out there in the media?
Yes. And then this is during a press conference or some sort of group interview or something. And then he said, he said something along the lines of like, "I gotta go. I need to call Alex now." And left. And presumably called Alex. I've just imagined Alex Rodriguez being so happy.
Wait, are you about to say poor Alex?
Poor Alex, man.
No. What's your problem, man?
It's so funny. I just imagine him tweeting out like, "Hey guys, great news. The doctors say I get to play soon." And Brian Cashman responds with,
My career isn't over.
He responds with, Alex should just shut the up. That's such an awesome turn of events.
Yeah. Oh, you Yankee lover? Why don't you and Chris's girlfriend and Yankee lovers
Why don't I just
together?
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Are we gonna have her on?
She's not here right now, so no, not today.
Well, I mean, next week
No,
when we're planning.
now or never.
Oh, yeah,
She
maybe.
had her chance to be our intern, but then
Then
promptly
she
fell
fell
asleep.
asleep.
I love how we referred to Dan as she the entire podcast.
Yeah,
We had some inquiries as to why our intern changed gender at some point during the show.
Well, that's what happens when we
So-
don't have an intern.
The truth is out there. Oh, there's another. Maybe, I mean, some of us are familiar with the
X-Files.
X-Files. Maybe that's our other TV show.
Hey guys, Jason Giambi's at bat right now.
All right, I want to go watch this game. So can we end this podcast? Let's get to. We have reached the end. We do this. Clothing thoughts.
In honor of Freddie, I suggest that we all go put on a cotton t-shirt, go for a 10-mile jog, and then go on a date. Just
find a date.
Just find a date.
Just go on.
You guys, Chris
Anyone.
has a girlfriend, Dean, you've got a wife. I'm just going to, I don't know, probably just walk into a bar and sit next to someone and just see how it goes, because that's the life that Freddie Garcia lives. And I think if we can walk a mile in Freddie Garcia's shoes, if our clothing thoughts allow us to do that, we will have gained some important perspective on what it's like to be a big leaguer.
Well said.
In honor of Freddie Garcia, I'm sitting here sweating in my apartment without turning on my air conditioning because
gross.
I want to feel what Freddie feels when he's out there on the mound working hard.
Welcome to the big leagues, Chris.
Thank you. I'm sweaty.
And I'd say, in honor of Dylan Bundy, tonight I will perform.
I'm so glad this is happening to you. This is such good payback for all the time that we made fun of me not being able to speak.
No.
You will perform.
No. I will perform Tommy John surgery on myself.
That's not really a clothing thought.
No.
With
I too have an announcement to make.
I will be my dead father's body.
I think that you can probably just throw something like 10,000 curveballs and you'll need Tommy John surgery, and you can get a professional to do it.
I don't think you'll need to throw 10,000.
Just get cracking. We'll see. We'll see where.
Just start working with that.
Start throwing them.
That curveball grip.
I'm gonna get cracking on my curveballs because it is the end of yet another episode.
I'm gonna get
of
cracking
the
on my
Oral
knuckleballs.
Spastics. Thank you, Charlie Hoppus, and
You're welcome.
thank you, Chris Knightsey, and thank you, listener, for tuning in this week. I am Dean Eastlake. Remember to drink responsibly.
Please tell your friends about this show.